Hey, what is up guys? So today I'm going to be showing you guys my current mods on my BMW as of this year. But if you guys haven't watched the previous video, and if you don't want to watch it, well, I'll just link it right somewhere around here. But if you guys do want to watch it, feel free to go check it out. But I'll kind of just give you guys a recap of what it did since kind of overall. But yeah, so LED angel eyes, front splitters, LED interior lights, carbon fiber lip spoiler, and then the BMW logo projector lights. And of course, the new wheels. So those were the mods from last year. So here's kind of a add-on since what I've did since then. One of the biggest mods that I've did was the M3 Rep rear bumper. Now this guy costed $289 unpainted, but on top of the $250 to get it to paint, yeah, I was spending basically about $500 and some dollars. I don't know, I'll just do the math later, but honestly, this thing held up really well despite it being a Rep bumper that I bought from eBay, and it's fucking gorgeous. Like, I love how it transformed my rear end to look really aggressive, and I just love the idea instead of having the dual outlets like the M3 does in the middle, they just cut off like a little outlet for the 3 Series and added in a little option for a diffuser. So yeah, my main complaint with this bumper was it wasn't hard to install, rather it was a little bit more complex. This M3 bumper sits a lot lower than a stock bumper, so your belly pans for your rear bumper that was like originally supposed to hook with your stock bumper isn't gonna fit unless you had one of those little extenders, but that I didn't have that, so yeah. And in the installation, I asked the guy, he just didn't give flat out two shits about how to install it, which kind of pissed me off, but I just didn't know what the hell to do with most of the screws, so I just kind of just bolted it on and just kind of went with it. And mainly the diffuser was really confusing too, because there's 2 screws you can hold it onto, but the sides were dangling, so I just held it up with zip ties and just 3M taped it and held up pretty fine. Even then, there's still holes, but I mean, from far away, no one's gonna notice. The paint matching, the rear bumper itself, it's just perfect. I just couldn't ask anymore. Next mod I did was the F10 Style LED taillights. They're $220 for both the pair, and it transformed the rear end pretty drastically, just because this guy kind of, I think, complements a lot with the rear bumper, which I really like. And then along with the carbon fiber lip spoiler, it's just perfect. Installation was really straightforward and easy, surprisingly, considering it was an aftermarket like product. But my only complaint is the bulb checking errors. I have to code them out. I'll teach you how to do that in like a later video sometime next month. Regardless, I just love how these taillights turned out. It just looks so sick. I just love how it looks. Now for the interior, what I've done that I didn't show is a new leather steering wheel like wrap. This thing was $60, and it wasn't easy as people made it sound like. It's very hard, especially the stitching. There's a certain pattern you have to follow, and that was incredibly fucking hard for even my mom to sew, and it took her 5 to 6 hours to get through the whole damn thing. So if you're really skilled at sewing, or you have anyone that's skilled at sewing, it's recommended they do it, because when I did, I fucked up really bad and I had to redo everything again. Other than that, there's actually like little like bits of tape or whatever, or like some kind of 3M tape that actually held the steering, the wrapping in, so that way you don't have to like hold it while you're while you're sewing, so which is really nice. The overall feel is really nice. It feels a little bit more sporty. It's very comfortable, which is what I really like, and it's a lot better than the stock one, which is just plain black. So with a little more flashiness of the kind of the BMW M colors, it's just really nice. Another mod that I did was a Sprint Booster remapping for the throttle. I need to make a video on this sometime soon, because honestly, after having this for 6 months, I fucking love it. Not worth $300 in my opinion. The ability to turn it off and turn it back on when you need it, it's very nice, but I always leave it on because I just love that instant like response. It's really easy to install. All you have to do is just plug in a little adapter that hooks onto this, and then just plug into the throttle connector onto the thing, and you're pretty much set to go. No codes are being thrown off from installing this, which is really nice. So it's very awesome to have something that doesn't throw off codes all the fucking time, like those taillights. I'm surprised in how drastically much of a change this did, because when I launched my car, I don't know about you rear-wheel drive BMWs out there, but on all-wheel drive, that G-force with it off and on is a huge difference. When it was on, I was legitimately like stuck to my seat. I could not budge for 2 seconds. Whereas when I turned it off, it didn't push me back as hard as when it did when it was on, which is pretty crazy. Was it worth it? Yes, but not for $300. For that kind of money, just get like a BMS like power box, or just even getting an active auto work tune. It's a lot better than just investing into a throttle map like this, but that's just my personal opinion. Lastly, but not least, the exhaust. This is probably one of my favorite big mods I've done to the car. I've gone with the muffler delete, and yes, I did buy an active auto work muffler back exhaust, but I didn't like how it produced the sound. I want more of that throaty tone, like a straight 6, like throaty, like raspy tone, which what the muffler delete accomplished in just $65 compared to a $500 that I paid for the muffler black exhaust. But regardless, I really like how it turned out. Unfortunately, the muffler guys didn't have a dual outlet, so they opted to go for a single, which is okay. I can always just chop it off and get a dual outlet sometime soon. But for $65, it was worth it because all the piping and everything was provided, and it did make a dip. Now, performance-wise, probably not. I barely noticed anything, but the sound is just amazing. I love how when you slightly tap the throttle on the gas, it pops and crackles like there's no tomorrow. It's like you're making a fucking popcorn in a popcorn machine. A lot of people say it sounds very fucking loud, and this is just with the muffler deleted. Imagine if I did a resonator delete. Essentially, it's just straight piping it. It's gonna be fucking crazy. So those are all the mods that I've done to my car. Yes, I did quite a fuck ton compared to last year, and it's gonna get even more bigger for like the next oncoming year. My plan is to get the guy lower on coilovers. I decided to go with BC coilovers. They're about $1,000. It's really nice. I do opt to get a M3 front bumper just because the front bumper, aside from the bugs and shit that I didn't wash off, my front splitters are actually starting to peel. The clear coat's starting to peel, which is not good, so I might as well just get a new front bumper while I'm at it. I don't know if I want to do any performance mods to the 330, just because N52 motors just doesn't produce the amount of like tunability that you can do to it, or any performance gains just from putting performance mods. You can do an exhaust like header, you know, swap, but for $1,000, fuck that. I'm not gonna be spending that kind of money on that. I might as well just get a 335. Other than that, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like, subscribe for more BMW content. I'll be making more, of course, every week I'll have uploads, but other than that, take it easy, guys.